Hello and welcome back to Pharma Info with Shubhashish. Now today's topic is synthesis of another drug, right? But now this time I have just shifted from cholinergic to adrenergic because during my presentation I'm sweating like anything, right? Now let us just target that particular branch of your system which will make you perspire, right? That means the expenditure of energy. That means I'm talking about sympathetic system, adrenergic system. But definitely we are not going to stimulate the adrenergic system, rather we are just trying to antagonize the adrenergic system, and for that very reason we have picked up one drug that is called tolazolene, right? Okay, so today we will see the synthesis of tolazolene. Tolazolene. Now tolazolene, as I said earlier, that it is basically acting on sympathetic system and blocking the action of sympathetic system. We all know that sympathetic system, sympathetic nervous system, okay, there are so many branches and the principal branches are alpha and beta. Now basically tolazolene is acting on alpha receptor, alpha adrenergic receptor in a non-selective way, right? And this is the primary drug of choice for the treatment of persistent pulmonary hypertension. Pulmonary hypertension. Basically, it is dilating what? Okay, is responsible for the vasodilation and all. So it is acting on your pulmonary system, that is lung. Okay, the people who are suffering from persistent pulmonary hypertension can be well treated with tolazolene, right? This is the drug of choice in this particular disorder, right? Apart from that, there are several other indications, but we are not going to that pharmacological aspect. Straightway, we'll just deal with the structure, the APC name, and the synthesis, right? Thank you. Now, so what is the tolazolene, right? Tolazolene. So how the structure can be built from the name itself? Let us see whether something is there within the name or not, right? So tolazolene, tol for toluene, right? So we have a toluene. Azolene means nitrogen with INE. That means you might have heard about pyrroline, pyrrolidine, imidazolidine, right? Imidazolidine and imidazolidine. What is the difference? The difference is of one pi bond. That means 2 pi electrons, right? So if it is imidazolene, that means imidazole ring system is devoid of 1 pi bond. That means 1 pi bond still there. But if it is imidazolidine, then that means it is devoid of both the pi bonds and lost its aromaticity. In the other case, in case of imidazolene also, you won't find the aromaticity because that time it is unable to comply the Huckel's rule, right? Okay. Now, so tolazolene means here it is basically imidazolene. So toluene and imidazolene. So zolene means at least you have to guess it up. You have to develop your intuition in such a way so that straightway zolene. Okay, zolene means something of 5-membered. Most of the 5-membered are having something like this: pyrroline, pyrrolidine, imidazolidine, imidazolene, something like this, right? Okay. So this is toluene and imidazolidine. When we are just punching them all together, there is a formation of tolazolene, right? Now if we just try to figure it out how it looks. So let us just first bring toluene, right? I mean to connect, that means one hydrogen has to be left, right? So one hydrogen, and that is connected to an imidazolene, like this. So with that we have got the structure of what? The structure of tolazolene, right? Okay. Now how the nomenclature goes? The nomenclature is, this is heterocycle, imidazole will get the preference, right? It is the second, so this is first, holding the hydrogen first, and this second. The second carbon of imidazolene is holding what? Benzyl. So basically 2 benzyl, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 4th and 5th position is hydrogenated first, obviously. So if you just try to write IUPAC name, it will be better to write 2 benzyl, then 4, 5 dihydro 1H imidazole. But if you can skip the hydro portion like this, straightway imidazolene, 2 imidazolene, right? So, but I strongly recommend that you just follow the previous pattern. That is 4,5 dihydro 1H imidazole, not imidazoline. Because you know chemistry, right? You know IPAC naming and all. So it's better you just track down the areas which are found to be hydrogenated. Just put hydro. How many are there? 2 are there. That means 4,5 dihydro. 1 itself is having a hydrogen. I'll just put 1H. So it's better 2 benzyl than 1H 4,5 dihydro imidazole. That's all. Right? Now let us see how this can be built. Right? Okay. For that, so the structure is there with us. I'll do one thing. We have to split the structure into possible fragments. So let us just do one thing. This is one of the fragments. Benzyl, carbon and nitrogen. So if we just try to complete this fragment, only thing is that we can put another bond here. And this has become what? This has become this is acetonitrile. So here it is 1, this is 2 phenyl acetonitrile or 2-phenyl ethane nitrile. 2-phenyl 1 2, this is nitrile. So here 1, this is 2 is holding what? Phenyl. So basically 2-phenyl ethane nitrile or 2-phenyl acetonitrile, anything, right? So this is found to be the first reagent, right? Okay. Now what next? So we have got the first reagent, right? Now let us see the other one. Okay. Now for our convenience, let us do one thing. Let us just write or draw the structure here. We'll just keep the structure here because it's a very small structure. Okay. So we have CH2 here, we have C, and we have N, we have carbon. This is for our understanding, right? Okay. And here we have hydrogen, and these are all like CH2, right? So we have got the first reagent. The first reagent is found to be what? That is 2-phenyl ethane nitrile, right? To this ethane nitrile, I just try to react this ethane nitrile with ethanol, C2H5OH. How this ethanol will approach this? While approaching this, what this ethanol will do? Ethanol will get splitted into, because alcohol is acidic in nature, so H plus and ethoxide. So how this will interact with this? How this will react with this to this? So upon reaction, you can find something like this. This is what? Imino benzyl. So it's an ester. Right? Imino ester, like this. So ethyl ester of imino benzyl, then, or iminophenzyl, I should say. Ethyl ester of phenzyl acetic acid. This is the acetic acid portion, no? Assume that there is no NH. Instead of NH, oxygen is there. So that time you can call it as what? Acetic acid, ethyl acetate, no? Ethyl ester of acetic acid. So same thing now, I have just go to the original one. This is imino. So ethyl ester of iminophenzyl, not benzyl, phenzyl acetic acid. Got my point? So this is the one, this is the first intermediate that will get formed, that got formed, right? Okay. Now, so likewise, I'll just write like this, NH. So we are left with what? So let us just relate this intermediate with the final compound up to what we reached, right? Up to what we reached. So we are done with this benzyl portion, or toluene portion rather. We are done with this carbon, we are done with this carbon, we are done with this NH, we are done with this NH, we are left with this portion. We are left with this portion only. That means all we need is what? NCH2CH2. Right? NCH2CH2. Okay. So what can be brought here? What can be brought here? So this N can be converted to NH2. This can be converted to NH2. And now what about this? Can we say, let us just put one hydroxyl here? Can we say, let us just put one hydroxyl here? Can we put hydroxyl here? What should be feasible, right? Say, here electronegative atom, that means I just want to incorporate one nucleophile, right? I just want to incorporate one nucleophile, right? Now, assume that sometimes it may also happen that I can put one amino. Instead of hydroxyl, I'll just put one amino, because there may be a chance that while merging this fragment to this intermediate, there is a possibility of deamination. Ammonia will get spilled out. It is possible, right? So we have got what? Ethylene diamine. So this is the fragment. While refining the fragment, we have got the final reagent, that is ethylene diamine. Why I have introduced amine despite of the fact knowing that we have already made it NH? Because while reacting this amino with this NH, there is a possibility that deamination will take place. It is the deamination leaving behind what? Another nitrogen. Our purpose will get solved definitely, right? Okay, so chalo, with this, so to this particular intermediate, we'll just react this intermediate with ethylene diamine. And finally, it is the ethylene diamine on removal of ammonia. What will happen? Leaving behind what? The compound of interest. That is, the compound of interest is tolazolene. So how it looks, tolazolene? Toluene with imidazolene. It is the second carbon of imidazolene that is holding what? It is the second carbon of imidazolene that is holding the toluene, like benzyl, then carbon, then nitrogen, top NH, and then 2 carbon, something like this. And we are done with tolazolene. So with that, I am done with the making of tolazolene. Hope you have enjoyed the session. Please, if you really like my video and all, so please don't forget to press the like button. Okay, it's a regular thing that it's not like that intentionally I'm telling like this. Okay, so if you really like my videos, please don't forget to press the like button. Please do share my videos and all, so that, and please subscribe my channel so that I can grow and I should know at least what exactly you people want. Okay, want to deliver. Okay, want me to deliver rather. Okay, so thank you for your kind patience. Thank you.